Call Thursday, July 11th City Commission meeting to order. First item on, say this again. First item on the agenda would be the June 27th minutes.
I have no changes.
No, I think we're good.
You're good this time? Good. Any
Count on you, Reed.
citizen comments? I don't think we got any of those today. Consent agenda, I have mayor appointment for approval, which would be, where are we at here? Ryan Garrett to the Hayes Area Planning Commission.
Move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jacobs, second by Commissioner Reuter. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda, Larks Park lease agreement.
Good afternoon, Jeff Boyle, Director of Parks, and I am here to talk about some agreements that we have. First one is the Larks Park agreement with Fort Hays State University. A little background, Fort Hays State and the city have had a contract in place for several years. Current lease was approved in 2006 and has automatically renewed since that time. There was some changes to the agreement. Section number 2, the verbiage changed to include the city paying 50% of the maintenance costs up to a maximum of $10,000. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Section 3, there were some changes requiring the Hays Larks to pay the city $2,500 annually for facility rental. That used to go to Fort Hays State University. We are going to take that money in and put it in the Park Improvement Fund, and then that'll be reported to you every year when we have our discussions about it. So, and that'll ultimately, if you choose to, that'll go towards the new turf replacement in approximately 10 years. Section 8 removes language requiring FHSU to use their advertising money that's on the outfield fence towards turf. I think they can make their own financial decisions. They know that they have to pay 50% of the turf in the end, so I don't know that we need to tell them what they have to do with their advertising money. Section 10 just clarifies the use of non-potable effluent water for irrigation. Not that big of a deal. It hasn't even been brought up, but I want to make sure that we continue using the effluent down there and not hook into the drinking water. Financial considerations. So talk a little bit more about the 50% of the maintenance that we would pay up to $10,000. We've been paying $7,000. And looking at the books for this year, it looks like we would have got away with about $5,000 for this year. So obviously costs can go up, but our max would be 10. But I do see, unless something changes drastically, I do see us paying a little bit less for that. So I think that's a good deal for us. And then staff reviewed the current expenses provided by Fort Hays State. And like I said, unless we make some sort of change down there in how the maintenance and operations go, I don't think we're going to have any problem with any increases. So, and Curtis and I talked in depth about it. So, I think it's a good thing for the agreement and to move forward with.
Jeff, on the expense reports, I mean, is that something you guys go line by line and just see what their expense
general.
is?
You know, there's like a maintenance line item where what they pay folks to go down and maintain turf and put the rubber back in where it's supposed to be and that sort of stuff. You know, there's some trash pickup that's a line item in there. So but it's not real in depth. It doesn't get real deep into the
Has there ever been any contentiousness through the time this lease has been in force?
No, the trash cleanup part was brought up at one point, and it mainly was for the summertime when the Larks are playing.
Okay.
I think they were a little bit overwhelmed with that, so at that point, I think that's when it went up to $7,000. So, and I think that was a reasonable request on their part. Following options: approve the lease as presented, direct staff otherwise, or do nothing. And this would be our action requested for the Larks Park lease.
I move to approve the proposed Larks Parks lease agreement between the City of Hays and Fort Hays State University.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Reuter, second by Commissioner Barrick. Any comments?
Good partnership.
Yep, good partnership, and I like to kind of cleared it up a little bit, so thank you.
Yeah, it You want to make sure you're using the effluent water, not the affluent water. You don't want the really
Right.
rich water being
Right,
used, right?
yeah, we don't want
You
that.
want the stuff coming out the other end. Gotta lighten it up in here a little bit. We're trying to be a little too serious.
quiet.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Yes, next item on the agenda, facility agreements with Hayes Rec Commission.
Here to talk about there's actually 3 agreements that we have with Hayes Rec for various things. A little background, again, city and HRC have had contracts in place for lots of years. We have a great work relationship with them as well. The current leases have been allowed to renew. There have been some changes over the years, though, artificial turf being one of them we'll talk about in a minute. So we just wanted to go through the contracts, the agreements, and kind of clean them up just a little bit. So hopefully we did that. So first off is the Bickel-Schmidt Sports Complex Agreement. Section 6 under the city's responsibilities, and Section 2 under HRC responsibilities, we had language to cover the new artificial turf infields. Basically what it said was, as you know, they used to be dirt, and we had some language in there talking about dragging the infields and putting down the lines and all that stuff, which was basically null and void out there. So we did change that language up. Section 6, HRC responsibilities, added language describing the advertising opportunities out there. As you know, a couple of years ago, we did start taking advertising on each field, and also a set of 4 fields with a field included. So we want to make sure that they weren't putting up advertising over or next to the advertising that folks were paying for those fields. And I'm scrambling to get quotes and contractors to call me back and have that in time for budget. So I did ask that that be bumped up a little bit. Section 8, HRC responsibility, change the date to submit revenue expense reports from December 1 to November 1. Reason for that is because of the joint meeting. Again, it's kind of a struggle sometimes to get that information all gathered and put together and presented to you guys in a clear and concise manner. So I did ask for that to step up a little bit. Section 9 added in discrimination language. That's just general language that all the contracts had. This one did not. Not that that's an issue with Hayes Rec, but it's nice to have it in there. Hayes Aquatic Park and Wilson Pool agreements. Basically, throughout the agreement, we changed the term contractor to just HRC to kind of make that simple and easy. Section L, HRC responsibility, changed budget request deadline again. Section M, changed language to allow HRC to spend up to $1,000 instead of $500. They really can't do anything down there anymore for $500, and so they're constantly calling me, and I may or may not be available at the time, and this just helps, I think, all the way around, make things more efficient and work better for everybody involved. Section N, HRC responsibility, remove language requiring HRC to provide and pay for telephone service. Again, I think they can figure out how they want to handle the telephone services there. I don't think we need to require them to do that. Section B, we raised the city's responsibility to $1,000 instead of $500. That goes along with Section M that we just talked about. The recreational facilities agreement. Throughout the contract, we changed Hayes Recreation Commission to HRC just to simplify that a little bit. Section 1 removed the list of park names. So we used to have all the parks that they were allowed to use listed, and I think really what we're doing here, what we've always done, is allowed them to schedule stuff at all of our city parks. So we just want to make sure that the language stated that they could do that. Now they know if they do something funny, like I can't even think of one right now, but if they schedule a disc golf tournament at Frontier Park, we're going to need to know about that in advance, because so we can work things out with that. But generally speaking, like I said, we're constant communication, so it's not an issue. Section 5, HRC responsibilities, remove the language requiring HRC to provide and pay for telephone services again. Section 8, change the budget request deadline, as we stated earlier. Added discrimination policy again. Section 11, remove language requiring HRC to submit revenue expense reports. We quit doing that a long time ago. It's not necessary. They actually pay us every year to assist with maintenance. So it's just not something that's necessary. Financial consideration. This is a good one here for us. Hayes Rec agreed to increase their stop loss in the agreement from $26,000 to $40,000 for pool losses. So, you know, it's been a blessing, like I said, working with Hayes Rec, and for them to just to do this for us is great. Your options are to approve the 3 agreements as presented, direct staff otherwise, and do nothing. And this is the action requested if you choose to move forward.
I move to approve the proposed Bickelschmidt Sports Complex Pool Services and Recreation Facilities Agreement between the City of Hayes and the Hayes Recreation Commission.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Cunningham, second by Commissioner Jacobs. Any comments?
I apologize because I don't think this was clarified last week, but it may have been. Under the sports complex agreement for section 6, when you say you added language to cover the new artificial turf, what is that?
The language, it basically just says that they're still responsible for maintaining the artificial turf infields, but they don't drag. The words,
Okay.
They use the word dragging.
Right.
It's
adding
just
lines.
verbiage then?
Yeah, it was just
Okay.
simple verbiage that they're still responsible for the infields, but not in the same manner that they were before.
Okay,
basically.
thank you for clarifying.
Do we have just a off topic? Any idea how the pool is doing this year so far?
I can give you an update on it. I mean, we're doing good. I believe the season passes were down slightly, but our daily admissions, I believe, are up. So
Gotcha.
I'll give you a full report on that. Actually, I've got an agenda item, I think, coming up here in August if city manager allows me to have it on there where we're going to be talking about fees. I can for sure give you a report then. If you want it sooner, I can get you a report.
Yeah, I just was in feeling whether we're sort of in the same range we were last year, or whether we're doing, or that's going down, or.
From what last time I looked at it, it was pretty good. It was a pretty good
Okay.
report.
I think that's pretty good. It kind of shows the relationship we have with them stepping up and giving a little bit more for the loss that we get on the pool and stuff. So it's we need to continue that relationship because it's something we need. So,
Right.
all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
Thank you,
Thank you,
very
Jeff.
much.
Next item on the agenda is sanitary sewer point repairs. Award a bid.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Jeff Crispin, Director of Water Resources. The CIP plan within the 2024 budget includes a project labeled Sewer Line Repair Projects from CCTV Inspections. We developed a project to complete a combination of both trenchless and open excavation sanitary sewer point repairs, and there were 73 locations within the City of Hayes. We've completed similar projects in 2020 and 2022. We only received one bid for this year's project from CC Steel, and that was just under $300,000. This year's project includes 36 base bid locations and 37 alternate locations, as well as a line that's about 315 feet. That's an 8-inch sewer line. Visual shows those base bid locations in the city. Along with base bid, we included included these locations, which were 37 as an alternate. Those are shown in that visual. Alternates were included in case our base bid prices came in favorably, and that happened. CC Steel, the lone bid contractor, feels confident that they can perform the majority of these 73 locations internally using a trenchless option, thus saving in excavation costs. Here's some of the repair options that are available for sanitary sewer lines. Trenchless patches, or what we also call internal point repairs, and 73 would be included in this project. Open cut repairs, we do not expect any open cut repairs, but tonight I'm asking your budget authority to address any exceptions that may arise. And then the contractor also will be doing some lining, 315 linear feet of 8-inch sewer line, basically from one manhole to another. This is before and after photos of what a patch would look like. Left side is the damaged pipe, You can see the bottom of the pipe is broken, soil is visible, and there are cracks running up the sidewalls and to the top of the pipe. On the right side is the exact same pipe, but it's had the repair, it's had the patch installed. The pipe takes, or the new patch and the new pipe takes the form of the installed pipe and cures quickly. Sewer mains remain in service, and sewage flows actually through the piece of equipment and through the patch while it's being cured, and that's called the packer, is that piece of equipment. This is what it may look like. This is a photo of the packer itself with the patch that's over it, and it's moved, dropped in from one manhole and moved in place to where the deficiency may be. And then it expands, cures, and the patch stays in place. Takes about 30 minutes for them to do that. And again, sewer remains in service, and the finished product is just as good of a material, and it feels just like the PVC pipe, a PVC pipe that we would install as new. Staff solicited proposals from 11 contractors. On June 4th, we opened one proposal from CC Steel. As I mentioned at the work session, it's likely we only received one bid due to us getting this project out a little bit later this year. CC Steel completed sewer point repairs last year for us, and they also did sewer line cleaning. And as just a reminder, recently you approved them to do our 2024 sewer line cleaning and CCTV project. We are very comfortable with their staff, appreciative of their work, and they will be in Hayes here in the next couple months to start on the line, sewer line cleaning. And then as you can see, their anticipated start date would be November 1st and run through the end of the year. And it's the same crew, so mobilization. We're saving in mobilization because they're already here. It's just that they would bring in the patches separately and do that work. A contractor rating sheet was included in your original packets, and their work has been favorable from my perspective as well as the Office of Project Management. As I mentioned, we listed this project in our CIP for 2024 at a budget of $350,000, and it's to be funded from water reclamation capital. Today, you have three options. We're asking you to authorize the city manager to enter into an agreement for the repairs with a budget authority not to exceed $350,000. Direct us to another option or do nothing. And this is the action I would request.
I move to authorize the city manager to enter into an agreement with CC Steel LLC to complete sanitary sewer point repairs at a cost of $299,697.50, with a budget not to exceed $350,000 to be funded from water reclamation capital.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Barry, second by Commissioner Cunningham. Any comment?
I think I've said this before, but I really appreciate having that rating sheet. And what I look to almost immediately is the communication, and they exceed expectations. And I always really like to see that. If there's good communication going back and forth, things usually go pretty well.
Absolutely.
Yep, that's the same thing I see that is really great, and I like the fact that we can save some money on the fact that they're already here. So
Yep.
that's not insignificant to have to remobilize different groups, and so
Absolutely.
I think that's a big benefit.
One of their other exceeded expectations, management of costs. So
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
Okay, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Passes 5-0.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, sir. Next item on the agenda, commission inquiries and comments. Mr. Barry. Yes.
Don't push him.
No, it's fun. The summer is going well. We have lots of people in town. Things are looking really good. It was a fun Larks game last night at the CVB in downtown. And
Did you have a dinosaur on the loose?
there might
He
have been
did.
a dinosaur on the loose.
Okay.
We caught it down at the park. It's a big baseball fan.
Ah,
Good.
Yep. So
got it in the back of that pickup.
got it in the back of the pickup. It's still there.
Lots
You might
of
have
luck.
to get repairs on the pickup though. You know, it's hard to hold it
Not a
in.
big one, yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
But anyway, yeah, no, it's been a great summer so far. So everybody keep going out and enjoy themselves.
Commissioner Cunningham?
I got a couple things. First, I was amazed at the turnout for the groundbreaking for the community center today. It was a wonderful event to attend, and I'm glad I could be there and take part in that. And then secondly, I got the privilege to see a letter that was written to the CEO of the hospital. I believe Mayor Musil was given a copy as well. And so I just want to, I know we hear a lot of negativity in the world, and so this letter was phenomenal and it was very positive, and so I just kind of wanted to share that as well. These individuals stated they were traveling from Illinois back to Colorado for from vacation, had a medical emergency, stopped here, sought care here, and they had not one negative comment to say about our hospital, all the way from cleaning staff to nurses to their physicians. Every comment was very highly spoken, and so I guess I just want to extend that that's.
It was an
it's-
emergency that they had to have, or surgery or something like that.
Yeah, it was an emergent surgery, and so yeah, they were seen in our ER and then had surgery that night, and so yeah, it was just really great that they shared so much positivity. They said they work for the state of Colorado for the correctional facility, so they knew that positive comments are how you compliment people, and so their letter was. It was really amazing to read. So.
Kudos to Hayes Med and their staff. That was a good letter.
Yeah.
No, it's nice to see that. So,
Yeah,
anything else?
that's it.
Good. Thank you. Commissioner Reuter?
Yeah, this morning we got to attend that groundbreaking, which is absolutely amazing. I won't steal too much of your guys' thunder. I just want I did want to. Everybody that was involved in that was instrumental in showing what our community is capable of.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll toot our own horn a little bit, because since being on the commission, what we've accomplished since COVID has just shown that everybody else is,
During COVID also.
during COVID, everybody panicking, let's set up barriers, figure out what's going on. We're like, nope, we're going forward, and seeing it today is kind of surreal, knowing that it'll be up in a year
Yeah.
is even cooler. And it touches every portion of our community,
Mm-hmm.
from the children who are going to have childcare in it, the people who can utilize it for community space, and then our seniors having a facility that's essentially not caving in on themselves.
Yep.
It's huge. People might just think it's a building, but it's not.
No.
It's an awesome beacon for what's coming. So it was great to be there and see everybody that was involved and all the amazing people. I think we were talking afterwards that somebody said, we don't like to sit around here in Hayes. Somebody's like, well, there's a problem. Okay, well, then let's go fix it.
No.
We don't want to sit around and wait for things to happen. We make them happen. And that is exactly what happened today.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good job not stealing their thunder, though.
I'm saving it for the thunderstorm.
Commissioner Jacob.
I too wanted to thank everybody for showing up this morning. It was the culmination of, for me personally, 7 years of thinking about it. When I ran for city commission, I remember sitting on the dais and when we were doing the debate or whatever they call it,
Yeah.
and making that commitment to our seniors that we needed something. Well, you can't do it by yourself, and Grow Hayes has just been phenomenal in this whole process. And we always give Doug lots of credit, but I'm telling you, David and James made this happen with the grants that they got. It was really heartening to sit with, I don't know, about 12 of the seniors that normally go to the senior center, and sitting out in that heat today to be there. And I stopped and talked to one of the women, and she said, you know, when you and Doug came and talked about this at the senior center, when you walked out, we all said, yeah, pie in the sky. And she said, here, we're sitting in the pie. And we owe that to our aging community and all the things that they've done for this community. I think we need to give them the best we possibly can, and we're giving it to them. So it's very exciting. I also want to invite everybody to the Larks game on Saturday night. The city will be recognizing Dylan Dreiling, our fair-haired boy from University of Tennessee. Mayor Musil will be out of town, so I get the privilege of reading the proclamation. So as many people as we can have out there it would be great showing. There'll be plenty of people in the stands, but it'd be nice to have everybody. That's all.
Everything you guys said
All the
is basically what I wanted to say. So my thunder's gone. No.
Sorry.
No, it's great. And Mason, I was talking to you after the groundbreaking today, and this commission, there's so many things that we've celebrated in the last 4 or 5 years, and it's so exciting to see it happening, and we're all part of it still, and it's kind of nice, and we're not, we're not just sitting here talking about, we're doing it. Our community's doing it. It's not just us. We are all
It's the
working
community,
together,
yeah.
chamber, county, city, hospital, 4-day state. And, we're all one. Toby, I've said this a million times, we had a meeting in Manhattan years ago, and you said that's how they move forward, is we all speak, in one voice. And I think we do a good job of that here. And it's, it's ironic, and I try to keep my emotions here, but talking to that senior center today, and while I was up there talking, I just,
Do you want me to finish it?
yeah, no, I'm good. Just moved my dad into assisted living this week, and senior center to him is like his life. And while I'm up there talking, my phone's going off, and I go to sit down, and it's my dad calling me, and I was like, wow. It was pretty cool. But it's there's so much hard work that's gone into this, and and I have a business that I see a lot of these seniors on a daily basis, and they talk about how excited they are for stuff like that, and the Grove housing and stuff. So it's I was kind of, I'm not saying I was against it, but when he first talked about the Grove, I was like, I don't know, but it's going to happen.
Well, we told him you were the one against it.
Yeah, I just questioned. I wasn't against it, but no, it's such good stuff. So excited for everybody, and we all got this letter this week, and actually she called me, and I can't remember her name. I wish I did, but about just questioning, the budget and hiring some positions, and the lady was asking me, well, why do they need all those people with Grow Hayes? And I was telling her about the grants they've written, how much and when we got done, it was a really good conversation, and I think she understood, but she didn't know that, and I think some of the stuff that we're hiring people, so people understand why we're doing some of this stuff, and we're going to continue to do it, and it's all good stuff. But I wanted to touch base a little bit. Yeah, I was only able to go down to Wild West Fest one time this week because my daughter had a tournament, but the amount of volunteers down there, from the Kiwanis, from the people getting it going, there was a lot of them didn't think it was even going to happen this year because of the lack of volunteers, and they did an amazing job. The weather, oh my gosh, it was absolutely stunning down there, and so kudos to those guys. They did a good job, and we got the Ellis County Fair this week, and they'll do the same thing, and it's made up mostly of volunteers, so it's what makes our community go, guys. So, but other than that, we're adjourned. Good job, guys.